I'm going to spend it more. I didn't bring any other image. Morning, sir.
No, hold on now. Hold on, please. Yeah.
Please.
Are you ready?
Sir, the accused, the first accused person, Uduak Akpan, today has been sentenced to life. This has led to rest. 7 months of litigation. What is the reaction of the Honorable Attorney General, the #1 law officer of the State?
Go ahead. Well, I'd like to thank the learned judge for the way and managing this trial has been conducted over a period of 9 months. And it was a very complicated trial, but the judge was able to take time out, try the case on a day-to-day basis, and at the end of the day, we have a judgment that shows that the justice system works, and we are very happy at the outcome of the case.
So what is the next step now after this?
Well, for the first defendant, as you can see, it's led into custody. The second and third defendants have been discharged and acquitted. And we intend, on behalf of the state, to analyze that aspect of the judgment and take a decision on the next step in that regard.
Any ground for appeal?
Well, we can't say that now. But like I say, we would go and analyze the judgment and see if there's any ground. We thank the judge for the industry and diligence he has shown, and he did a great job. And but all the same, we'll analyze that aspect of it and take a decision.
The court is just attempted to escape from the courtroom.
Well, I don't think it's something to be surprised about. This young man committed some very grievous offenses and very gruesome offenses. And if you follow the facts of the case, you would not put it past him to do something drastic and do something as bad as he attempted to do here. And I think the security officials were very, very attentive, and that's why they were able to overcome him and put him up. But let me not stop without commending the Nigerian police force and the officers of the DSS for the very diligent investigation that they carried out in this case. They did such great jobs. And so many times we have these gentlemen vilified, sometimes by members of the public, particularly in the social media. You hear all kinds of stories about complicities among the investigators. But if you listen to that judgment, you would know that without the diligence of the police and the officers of the DSS, the evidence that we had on behalf of the state to prosecute and bring about the conviction would not have been possible. I'd also like to thank the very diligent staff of the Ministry of Justice, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, the Solicitor General. They did a fantastic job. And you would not realize this. But for those of us who were involved, we know what those gentlemen and ladies put up. So I'd like to commend them.
And what of the court? This matter can only 8 months in court against the backdrop of so many
Well, you see, the administration of criminal justice these days is done in a manner that not only at the end of the day do we see that justice is done, we also will see that it's done in a timely fashion, because it is said that justice delayed is justice denied. And so his lordship really worked tirelessly over the period. It doesn't happen that often, and we are hoping that this is a move towards having this as a template for criminal prosecution. The trial started on the 4th of November and ended on the 4th of, judgment came on the 4th of August. It's simply brilliant, and we thank the court for that.
So Iniubong Umoren cannot be brought back to life. Iniubong Umoren cannot be brought back to life. But what is the message from the Attorney General to the family of the deceased?
Well, you see, normally when you get a judgment and you get a conviction, you always say, oh, justice has been done. But that is not really true. Because like you have pointed out, Iniubong has not been brought back to life. All Iniubong wanted was a job. and she ended losing her life because of the criminals that parade this country. It is so sad. And I'd like to actually extend my thanks to the family of Iniubong, particularly her sister, who was one of the witnesses here. It was because of her bravery and tenacity that she was able to get the police to help the police in tracking a lot of the moves that the accused person or the convicted person made. It's so sad, but I just hope that this conviction will bring a measure of closure to the family, and that the life of Iniubong will be a blessing to all of us.
So most times we have the state governors in Nigeria not signing death warrants. So in this case, what would be advised as the chief officer will say?
Well, it's a complicated situation. Now, I think one of the things that we might need to canvass is an amendment to the law to change the mode of convictions. In Nigerian law, the only way a convicted murderer can be executed is by hanging. If you listen to the judge, when he pronounced the sentence, he said that you'll be taken away and hung by the neck until you die. So that's the only way that Iniubong can be executed. Unfortunately, there are not many hangmen in Nigeria anymore. And I think if we change the law to have other modes of execution, in the United States, you can be executed by hanging, you can be executed by lethal injection, you can be executed on the electric chair. So that in those cases, you are able to apply modes of execution where you don't have hangmen. Now we have on death row quite a few convicted murderers awaiting the hangman, but so far, I think we need to review the law and see how we can create other modes of execution.
So finally, violent crime is so rampant in our society today. Uduak Akpan is 21 years old. What could be responsible for the rate of violent crime among young people in Nigeria?
I think it boils down to the state of morality of our young people, and we must start from the parents. I don't think we should start from these young people. We start from the parents. You find out today that the parents don't bring up the kids the way it was done in my time, for instance. To have a child like Iniubong in the house without knowing what he's capable of doing, I think it's an indictment on the parents. And if we need Uduak Bassey Snr, we need to have the parents to be more attentive in the upbringing of the children and create moral boundaries that you make sure your children don't go beyond. See how unrepentant this convict has been all through the trial. All the evidence is analyzed to his hearing and everything. And the moment he was convicted, he was asked to say something. He says, "I'm not guilty." Then he says, "Oh, the country is full of kidnappers, they are not arrested." So it's like he has set a moral standard for himself which supports the kind of activities that he is involved in. Unfortunately, Uduak Bassey is not the only one. Uduak Bassey is like a metaphor within the youth of this country, at the universities, and all the cult groups. These are the things that bring society down to this level. And it's my prayer that somehow we can